process, human respiratory system. This is the most interesting part of the chapter of this respiration topic. Children, you can see that I have written many names on the board. First, let us know that what are the organs or which are the parts which are comprising, which are making the human respiratory system. First, we'll know the names. Second, we'll move to the diagram of the parts. And third, we will be knowing that what is the physiology or how these systems are working inside the body. So let us know the names first. So human respiratory organ is consisting of nostril and nasal cavity. I'll explain, I'll show all the parts in the body. Nostril and nasal cavity. Second is nasopharynx. Third, larynx. Fourth, trachea. Fifth, bronchi. Sixth, lungs. Seventh, pleura. Eighth, diaphragm. And ninth, intercostal muscles. These are the 9 various parts which are making human respiratory system. Children, the first point I have written, nostrils. Now nostril and nasal word is meant for nose. Nose. Respiration starts with nose. Inhalation or exhalation takes place through nose. So these two openings, we have 2 openings in our nose. These 2 openings are called as nostrils. And these 2 nostrils opens into a tube, open into a cavity inside. These are 2 cavities. And these 2 cavities are called as nasal cavity. Then children, these 2 nasal cavity opens behind inside here into 2 small opening like nostrils. As we are having 2 nostrils here, similarly small size 2 openings are present inside the nose also here behind. So those 2 openings are called as nasopharynx. I hope you are understanding it. These 2 openings in front of our nose is called as nostril. Then these 2 cavity these 2 space is called as nasal cavity. Then these nasal cavity opening inside into 2 openings, and that opening is called as nasopharynx. Now children, these 2 nostrils are having this partition. You can feel it. By touching you can feel that this is a separation, this is a partition in between. That is why we are having 2 openings in the nose. In between, this opening is starting from here and it is ending till the nasopharynx. The complete nose is having this partition. So this partition which is present here in between, this partition is called nasal septum. Septum means partition. In the diagram I will be showing it. So septum means partition, separation. So this separation is separating the 2 nostrils into 2 nasal cavity. And these 2 nasal cavity internally is opening into 2 small opening called as nasopharynx. Hope this much is clear. Now children, we cannot see anything from outside. Everything is inside the body. So these nasopharynx behind inside opens into a very fine tube and it comes till the throat part. This nasopharynx is opening into a tube-like structure, common tube, and this tube is coming till the throat part, and here the part of nasopharynx opens into larynx. Now this larynx from throat opens into windpipe here in our chest portion inside, and that part is called as trachea. In simple words, in the previous classes you have studied windpipe. This trachea is nothing else but this trachea is your windpipe. Now this trachea inside, it opens into two, it divides into two branches. Similarly, see, our head is coming here, and then our hands are dividing into two sides. This is one of the hand, this is one of the hand. Similarly, inside the tube is coming and it is dividing into two parts, into two tubes. Those two tubes are called as bronchi. And these bronchi now enters inside the lungs, which is located in the chest, inside the chest. Again I am repeating: nostril, nasal cavity, then nasopharynx, then inside the pharynx is going till the throat, called as larynx. Larynx is opening into windpipe, which is also called trachea. This trachea is dividing into two branches called as bronchi, and bronchi is entering inside the lungs. Now internally, what is there inside the lungs? Now internally we are not going to discuss now. I have written here the seventh part, that is your pleura. So lungs from outside is protected by a wall. Each and every organ is protected by walls, by membrane. So lung is also protected from outside by a membrane, by a wall, and that is called as pleura. Now this pleura at the bottom, pleura is the outer opening. Now beneath the lungs, both the lungs, we are having a pair of lung, right lung and left lung. So beneath the lungs, we are having a dome-shaped structure, and that dome-shaped structure is called as diaphragm. Now this whole chest portion where your windpipe is protected, a windpipe is present, that windpipe is protected by a type of muscle, and that muscle is called as intercostal muscle. There are various more parts over here. We will be discussing one by one. Children, few minutes back we were discussing about intercostal muscle, and I told you that this is a muscle which is wrapping trachea, but it is not so. By mistake I have told. Intercostal muscles are the muscles which are present in our ribs. In previous classes you have studied that we have ribs in our chest portion. Children, this is our chest portion, and the chest portion in biology is called as thoracic cavity. Thoracic, thoracic cavity. Chest portion is called as thoracic cavity. So in our chest portion, your ribs are present. This ribs, the whole system in our chest portion, is supported by a skeletal system. And in our skeleton system, ribs are forming the chest part. So this ribs, which is making the thoracic portion, thoracic part of the body, that ribs are covered by a type of muscle, and that muscle is called as intercostal muscle. Now children, we will be moving. You can see that I have drawn the diagram of human respiratory system. Each and every part we will be discussing one by one in detail. Now you can first I'll say all the names of the parts which I have written on the board. I have written nostril, then I have written nasal septum. I will go serial wise. Nostril, nasal septum, nasal cavity, nasopharynx, then larynx, then we have trachea. Then on trachea you can see I have drawn a ring-like structure with green color. This is your cartilaginous rings made in C-shaped, A, B, C, alphabet C. So it is C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Then children, you can see I have divided the trachea into two branches. These two branches are called bronchi. Then children, this bronchi inside, I have told in the previous few minutes back also, that this bronchi is dividing into fine tube-like structure. This tube-like structure is called bronchioles. Now these bronchioles are enclosed by alveoli, to whom you used to say before air sac. So this is your alveoli. Now children, this is lung. When I stand like this in front of you, this is my left lung and this is my right lung. So this is your left lung. Now left lung, this is the wall of the lung, wall of the right lung. So in the wall you can see that I have drawn two membrane, two lines I have drawn, two walls I have drawn. The outer wall is called parietal layer, the inner wall is called visceral layer, and I told you the wall of lung is called as pleura. So this is pleura. Now children, one more thing you can see, I have not drawn in the complete lung portion, only here I have made it, one section I have enlarged and बस एक छोटा सा section को मैंने बड़ा किया है, enlarged portion में I have shown, and here I have shown a dotted portion, and these dotted portion is called as pleural fluid. What is pleural fluid? A type of fluid which is present in between the two walls of pleura. The outer wall is parietal and the inner wall is visceral. So in between parietal and in between visceral, your fluid is present and that fluid is called as pleural fluid. And at the bottom children you can see that I have drawn a dome shaped structure, and this dome shaped structure is called as diaphragm. So children, sequence wise, serially I have told all the names, and now I will explain that how these parts are here with a zoot structure. Now children, just now I was telling you all that these are nostrils. So I have made a rough diagram. This is what you can see, that these two are nostrils. These two are nose openings. I have drawn here, this is nostril. Now children, this nostril is moving into two cavity, and these two cavity is called nasal cavity. Now this nasal cavity is divided by a partition in between. Now can you see, this is the line, this line. Now this line, this partition in between the two nostril is called as septum, or it is called as nasal septum. Nasal word is made for, it is used for nose. So nasal septum. And behind children you can see that I have drawn two small openings, and these two small openings are called nasopharynx. And I told you that this nasopharynx moves down into the throat part, which is called as larynx. Larynx is also called as Adam's apple. So it is a voice box. We can call it as a voice box also. So larynx. So children, this was larynx. And now you can see that I have drawn with red color with the broad tube, and this broad tube is called as trachea. एक चौड़ा सा ट्यूब है जिसको ट्रैकिया बोलते हैं. So this is your trachea. Now children, this trachea is enclosed. It is half covered with a ring-like structure, and this ring is C-shaped, alphabet C. So it is C-shaped structure. So you can understand that if suppose that this is trachea, and this trachea is covered by your cartilage. There are two types of connective tissues in 9th you have studied, bones and cartilage. So cartilage. So this is the cartilage and it is C-shaped. This is C-shaped cartilage. And this cartilage, and this is trachea. This cartilage is enclosing. Hope you can see, this cartilage is enclosing in this way, half. It is not covered. Trachea is not covered by this cartilage fully, completely, but it is only half. From one end it is touching the trachea this side, and from the other end it is touching the trachea like this. Why? What is the purpose of this C-shaped cartilage rings present on trachea. The purpose is that when during inhalation, when you are taking oxygen inside, and during exhalation, when you are throwing carbon dioxide outside, in between that time period, this trachea is vacant. Suppose ये मान लो कि ये ट्रैकिया है और इस ट्रैकिया के अंदर जब हम सांस ले रहे हैं तो ऑक्सीजन जा रही है और जब हम सांस छोड़ रहे हैं तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बाहर जा रही है। तो इस ट्रैकिया के सांस के अंदर आने और सांस के बाहर जाने के बीच में ये ट्रैकिया के अंदर हवा नहीं है, देयर इज नो एयर, उस बीच ये खाली है। जब ये खाली है तो ट्रैकिया ये जो एक ट्यूब है इसकी वॉल ऐसे सिकुड़ सकती है, द वॉल कैन गेट स्क्वीज्ड बिटवीन, दे कैन गेट कम क्लोज टू ईच अदर। सो टू स्टॉप दैट, टू ब्लॉक दैट स्क्वीजिंग, टू ब्लॉक दैट कमिंग क्लोजर टू ईच अदर, वॉल सिकुड़ न जाए, ट्रैकिया की वॉल आपस में चिपक न जाए, इसलिए ये सी शेप्ड कार्टिलेज रिंग्स जो हैं वो इनको ऐसे पकड़े हुए हैं। The C-shaped cartilage rings are touching the wall of trachea and they are stretching the wall like this. ये C-shaped cartilage जो दोनों तरफ से कार्टिलेज की वॉल को पकड़ी हुई है, ये C-shaped cartilage जो है वो ट्रैकिया के वॉल को दोनों तरफ ऐसे खींच ली है, जिसके वजह से ट्रैकिया आपस में चिपक नहीं जाता है। चिपकने से हवा अंदर नहीं जाएगी, नहीं बाहर नहीं जाएगी, जिससे हमें सांस लेने में या बाद में बाकी के प्रोसेस में प्रॉब्लम होगी, विल बी हैविंग प्रॉब्लम्स। सो टू अवॉइड दैट प्रॉब्लम, द C-shaped cartilage is enclosing, it is stretching the trachea from both the sides, so that always the trachea would remain stretched. Hope this is clear. I have tried to explain in Hindi this point, that how the C-shaped trachea is pulling the C-shaped cartilage rings have pulled the trachea from both the side to avoid the walls to come close to each other. This is your trachea and the C-shaped cartilage. Now children, you can see this cartilage is dividing into two branches. Similarly, suppose this is my trachea, and trachea is dividing into two arms, two branches. So that the same structure is that trachea is dividing into two bronchi, and this bronchi is dividing into 5 fingers. This is my hand, and hands are dividing into 5 fingers. So here it is not fixed that the number of bronchi will be 5 only. The number of bronchi can be many, but just to explain you all, I told you that suppose this is my bronchi, and bronchi are dividing into bronchioles. So bronchi, trachea is thick tube, little less thick than trachea is bronchi, and this bronchi is dividing into very fine tubes, and this very fine thin tubes are called as bronchioles. I hope you can see the diagram. This is trachea, then this is dividing into bronchi, and bronchi is dividing into very fine tubes, and these tubes are called, red color tube is called as bronchioles. Now this is the wall of the lung. Now in the wall, you can see that I have drawn two lines. The outer line, the outer wall is called parietal layer, and the inner layer is called visceral layer. Now these two layers are making the wall of lungs, and this is called as pleura, or it is also called as pleural membrane. So pleural membrane or pleura is the outer wall of the lung. The internal parts of the lung like bronchioles, alveoli is protected by a outer boundary. So this boundary, this outer wall of lung is called as pleura, and pleura is made up of two walls, that is parietal membrane or parietal layer and visceral layer. Children, parietal, very easy to learn. If you know the meaning, if you understand the meaning, it is very easy for you to learn. Parietal means periphery, outer boundary, outer wall. So parietal layer is the outer wall of the lung. That is why it is called as parietal membrane or parietal layer. And visceral. Visceral means which is very near to the internal parts. Now this wall, the second wall, which is inner wall. This inner wall is very near. It is very close to the internal parts of the lung. That is your alveoli, bronchioles and all. So these type of this wall is called as visceral layer. So visceral layer is a layer which is very near to the internal parts, and parietal layer is a layer which is towards the outer wall. So that is why parietal outer wall is called parietal layer and the inner wall is called as visceral layer. Hence both the walls together we call it pleura or pleural membrane. Now children, moving forward, you can see that I have drawn this wall little. I have separated the wall little and I have drawn a dotted like structure in between. These dot like structure is not so that it is only here. These dots are present throughout the wall of the lung. These dots are present throughout the wall of the lung and in both the lungs. Right lung also, left lung also. This dot like structures, this fluid is present in the pleural membrane of right lung and left lung, both. And this fluid is called as pleural fluid or intermembranal fluid. So for you it is very easy to say, very easy to learn by pleura. You make the word pleural and the fluid which is present in between pleura is called pleural fluid. If anybody asks you that what is pleural fluid, then you can say that the fluid which is present in between parietal layer and inner layer of pleura, of lung, is called as pleural fluid. This is there. Now the most important thing that which we have to notice in the diagram is that you can see that here I have drawn the lung is having only two lobes. I have given only two turnings over here. And on this side, on the right lung side, you can see that I have drawn three loops. On left side of the left lung, I have drawn only two loops. And on the right side, there are three loops. There is a reason behind that, children. You all know that our heart is located on the left side of the body. Human heart is located on the left side of the body. And heart is also located in the chest cavity, in the thorax cavity. So, and your left lung is also in the thorax cavity. So, to give a placement or to give a space to the lung, to the heart, to give a space to the heart, the left side lung is little smaller by having one loop less, one turning less. For you, this much is okay to understand that just to give a placement to the heart, if suppose here your heart is here, if here your heart is here, so to give a placement to the heart, your left lung is little smaller and on the right side the lungs are divided into three loops. Now, so on the right side three loops are present, on the left side lung is little smaller in size having two loops. Now children, you can see that this bronchi present inside the lung is enclosed by alveoli or a air sac. This alveoli is a balloon-like structure. It can swell up and then it can flaccid down. It can squeeze down. When the oxygen from here is entering inside the alveoli, it will swell like balloon. And when carbon dioxide will be released out, it will again squeeze down. So it is a balloon-like structure which is present inside the lungs. So alveoli plays a very important role in the respiration. The main part of the human respiratory system which is playing in respiration and as well as it is helping in exchange of gases also, that is your alveoli. Children, this alveoli is enclosed by a large number of blood vessels. They are surrounded by large number of blood vessels. And oxygen, when it enters inside the alveoli, that oxygen enters the blood vessel, and from blood the oxygen reaches to the cells for oxidation process. We have discussed a lot about this. Today we are studying the structure, that how human respiration is taking place. So process I will be explaining little later. Now structure we are studying. So this alveoli, it can enlarge. It is about a meter. If we take out the alveoli air sac from the lung and we spread it outside, then it will consume a large surface area. But inside body, inside the lung, this alveoli is in a very small part. They are very small balloon-like structure. Why? The reason is that they can accumulate a large number of gases inside them, large number of oxygen inside them. A large number of oxygen, when it is present inside the alveoli, sufficient amount of oxygen can be supplied to the blood. And blood can carry that oxygen to the cells for the oxidation process, for the breaking down of glucose process. The reason is that only, that why our alveoli are many in number, as well as why they are very much compact structures present inside the lung. इन alveoli का फंक्शन क्या है? इन alveoli का फंक्शन है एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस करना. जो ऑक्सीजन या जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड हमारे बॉडी में एटमॉस्फेयर से आता है या बॉडी के अंदर से बाहर CO2 को जाना है, वो सब alveoli के अंदर आते हैं और alveoli के थ्रू ऑक्सीजन ब्लड में मिक्स होके हमारे सेल्स में पहुंचता है जहां ऑक्सीडेशन होना है. और ऑक्सीडेशन के बाद सेल्स में जब CO2 बनते हैं, ये CO2 फिर ब्लड के थ्रू alveoli में आता है और फिर वापस रिलीज कर दिया जाता है बाहर एटमॉस्फेयर में. So this alveoli plays a very important role in the respiration process, cellular respiration process. You can also say it that it is playing very important role in the exchange of gases. Now children, below the lungs, both the lungs, right lung and left lung, a broad dome-shaped structure present, and this is called as diaphragm. And this diaphragm is helpful during the process of inhalation and exhalation. The role of diaphragm we will be studying when we will be discussing about the physiology, or when we will be discussing about the mechanism that how inhalation and exhalation takes place. But now for you it is that both the lungs are supported by a broad dome-shaped structure called as diaphragm. Now children, the structure I have explained, and now I am going to explain you all that how the process of respiration is taking place. Inhalation, exhalation as well as your respiration is taking place. That we are going to discuss now. Parts we have discussed, parts you are knowing very well. Now children, we are going to process. What happens now? Suppose oxygen which is present in the atmosphere. This oxygen from the atmosphere will enter into nostril. That oxygen will pass through nasal cavity. Then it will come into nasopharynx. And then the oxygen will come into larynx. And from larynx the oxygen will pass into trachea. From trachea oxygen will travel to bronchi. From bronchi oxygen will travel into bronchioles of both the lungs. And then from bronchioles, oxygen will be released inside the alveoli. I am explaining it in Hindi. वो ऑक्सीजन मॉलिक्यूल्स जो हमारे एटमॉस्फेयर में प्रेजेंट है, वो ऑक्सीजन हमारे नॉस्ट्रल्स के थ्रू, नाक के थ्रू अंदर बॉडी में जाते हैं. नेजल कैविटी से ऑक्सीजन होते हुए, नेजोफैरिंक्स से होते हुए लैरिंक्स में आता है. फिर लैरिंक्स से हमारे चेस्ट कैविटी के ट्रैकिया में ऑक्सीजन आ जाता है. ये ऑक्सीजन फिर हमारे दोनों ब्रोंकाई में डिवाइड हो जाती है. फिर ब्रोंकाई से ऑक्सीजन ब्रोंक्यूल्स में एंटर कर जाता है. है, राइट लंग और लेफ्ट लंग में। फिर सारे ब्रोंक्यूल्स जो हैं वो एयर सैक से कवर्ड रहते हैं, तो ये ऑक्सीजन अब ब्रोंक्यूल से एयर सैक में यानी कि एल्वेलाई में एंटर कर जाता है। अब ये एल्वेलाई, आई हैव टोल्ड यू दैट दे आर सराउंडेड बाय ब्लड वेसल्स। ये एल्वेलाई चारों तरफ से ब्लड वेसल से घिरा हुआ है। कौन से ब्लड वेसल्स? आर्टरीज और वेन से। तो ऑक्सीजन यहाँ लंग्स में से ब्लड वेसल्स में एंटर करता है और ब्लड वेसल्स के थ्रू ये ऑक्सीजन ब्लड में मिक्स होके हमारे बॉडी के सेल्स और टिश्यूज तक पहुंच जाते हैं। सेल्स और टिश्यूज में ऑक्सीडेशन प्रोसेस होती है, सेलुलर रेस्पिरेशन, जो हमने पहले बताया है। सेलुलर ऑक्सीडेशन प्रोसेस में ऑक्सीजन के हेल्प से ग्लूकोज टूटता है और वहां पे कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, वाटर और एनर्जी बन जाती है। व्हाट हैपेंस? ऑक्सीजन इज क्रॉसिंग द membrane of the alveoli by the diffusion process. Here also the oxygen is going to diffuse out. How they are going to pass? How the oxygen is going to enter into blood vessel? It is a balloon-like structure. It is a packed structure. So the membrane of the alveoli is semi-permeable. It allows selected things to pass through. The alveoli wall will allow only the CO2 and oxygen to cross. ये जो एल्वेलाई की दीवार है, ये दीवार सिर्फ ऑक्सीजन या कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को क्रॉस करने देती है, पास करने देती है। तो एल्वेलाई के वॉल्स के थ्रू ऑक्सीजन ब्लड वेसल्स में एंटर कर जाते हैं। ऑक्सीजन एंटर्स इनसाइड द ब्लड वेसल्स। नाउ ब्लड विल कैरी द ऑक्सीजन टू द सेल्स. Inside the cells, oxidation process will take place. Glucose will burn and your CO2 water energy is produced. Energy will be kept. It will be stored for further use. CO2, which is a waste product, that will be carried out from the cells and tissues, brought through the veins, blood vessel, and it will be crossing inside the alveoli. Now, the CO2 which is produced inside the cells, they are waste product and they are carried and they are now transported into the alveoli. CO2 को एल्वेलाई में बॉडी से कलेक्ट करके ट्रांसफर कर दिया जाता है। Now this CO2 passes through bronchiole, then bronchi, then trachea, larynx, nasopharynx and nostril. CO2 is thrown out. The same pathway will be repeated. The same pathway which was utilized during the taking of oxygen inside the body, the same pathway will be utilized for releasing the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. सेम पाथवे जो यूज किया गया है ऑक्सीजन को अंदर लेने के लिए, उसको सेलुलर प्रोसेस में यूज करने के लिए, ठीक उसी पाथवे के थ्रू हम कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को भी इस रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम के थ्रू बाहर एटमॉस्फेयर में रिलीज कर देते हैं। So children, I hope this whole session of the respiratory system of human is clear to you all. I have tried to explain you all the system, the parts of respiratory system, the process that how respiration is taking place, inhalation and exhalation is taking place. I have tried to explain you all in bilingual language, in English also and as well as in Hindi also. So hope this structure was clear. Hope now all the parts you are knowing well, and hope that the process by which your oxygen is entering and CO2 is releasing out is also clear to you all. Thank you.